Hello, everybody. Oh, it is way too early for hellos. So, anyways, man, that Keurig coffee is good. So I'm trying to do Let's Plays. Not Let's Plays. That's how early it is for me. Oh, man. I knew I should have not stayed up till 11 o'clock last night. Oh, man. Anyways. Oh. So, this is gonna be one of those vlog things. I'm gonna do them in the morning. I have no idea what I'm gonna call it yet. But all I know is it's gonna be awesome. Why? Because I'm in it. Okay, I'm not gonna be that arrogant. But anyways, so how do you do one of these vlog things? I guess I could talk about what I did last night. Let's see. What did I do last night? Let's look at Twitter. Anyways, so here's what I did yesterday. Actually, no, that wasn't yesterday. Oh, I know what I did yesterday. Because apparently I didn't post my entire life on Twitter like some people do. Anyways, so what I did yesterday, and what I'm gonna do today, retroactively. Could you stop, cat? I mean, I know there's snow outside. Please, just once. Okay. Anyways, that's my cat. Thinking, oh, I'll just put my head under the faucet because we got a running. Here we go. So we've got a running water faucet, and yes, that's where my Swiffer is. And we're still doing. Oh, I need to give them some food. I'll do that later. I hope that doesn't sound like neglect or anything. But first of all, shout out to whoever makes a Nantucket blend of Keurig cups, the K-cups I think they're called. I would look, but I don't want to have to do too much editing on all this. But anyways, what I did yesterday, so I woke up really early. Maybe that's why I'm so tired and why I'm so out of it. So what did I do? I woke up at around 6 o'clock. That's really early for a Saturday for me. I usually wake up at 10, which actually woke up at 8 today. But anyways, not important. So I woke up at 6 to see my mom and my stepdad off. Because for those of you who don't know, I didn't tell anybody this, so I don't know how you'd know. But my stepdad and my mom went to San Juan. They're actually in San Juan right now. And they had to catch a flight at 9:20. And I knew I wasn't gonna wake up before 9:20, so I purposefully set myself an alarm on my iPad. That actually didn't go off. But I was having trouble sleeping, so there's that. So I am actually all alone right now, which is fantastic. But I kind of want to go to San Juan now because it is chilly, and I'm probably gonna change out of this majestic Batman shirt into something a little warmer because I don't know if you can see it. Well, you'll probably see it if I point you there, right? There is snow on the ground. There is snow on the ground. It's not even winter yet. That's just what the Midwest looks like now. I mean, I know it's like 1 to 2 inches out there, but that's why I am really cold. And I'm not even wearing socks. I would put my leg up, but it would hurt my leg. In fact, let's speak about that for a moment. My leg, if you didn't catch my update on Friday, I am pretty much fully healed. I just have to do some physical therapy. In fact, let me grab the sheet for you health nerds. No, Bob's. I've got the full sheet here. Now I'm not. I'm just gonna give you what they said. And I don't know what half of this stuff means, but if you're a health nut, you'll probably get this stuff. So they're coffee. Why do you make me burp so much? So I had a femur fracture in about 3 years ago, and I got a rod put in, and then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had surgery to remove it because it was really hurting. Because I don't know if you know, but when a rod's put in your leg, you can live with that forever. But if the pain becomes too much, like you can't operate anymore, where you start limping again. But let me tell you, 3 years ago I was not limping. I was in a cast. I was in bed all day. Kind of reminiscent to how I live my life now. But anyways. Oh, by the way, this is a majestic cup. Look at the size of this. It can hold about 2 cups of coffee. So I drink actually 4 cups of coffee a day. It's what keeps me joyful. But anyways, I had surgery to remove it about 3 weeks ago, or less. It was around the time Sunset Overdrive came out, like the Friday before Sunset Overdrive came out. So, what would that be? I have no idea. I don't really want to look it up. But anyways, I had a femur fracture. It was bothering me to the point I couldn't just do normal things. So they're using the protocol for something called, well, first of all, it's the left leg. Litiobial band syndrome. It's basically band syndrome. Basically what that means, I do know what this means, but when we get into physical therapy and all that, I can't tell you what some of it means, or what it'll do to me. But anyways, that's basically where I have nerve pain in one area of my body, but it's actually, the pain is in another part of my body. That's layman's terms, is how she described it to me. And she said it had something to do with heat and cold, something like that, and I kind of suspected that. I kind of self-diagnosed myself, not using WebMD or anything, but, you know, previous to this appointment, every time I got into the shower, I'd have to, well, I was walking on crutches, and also, I would have to put a shower seat down. So every time I took a shower, I would make a note to. It's a stupid thing. I still do it, but I kind of squeeze my leg, and squeeze both legs. Not at the same time though. Squeeze left leg first. Squeeze right leg first, because I don't know if you know this. I don't know if it's even an actual thing, but I squeeze my right leg and it's a lot tighter. There's a lot more muscle there. I grab my left leg, not too tight though, and there's still some muscle tissue connections to be made. Man, I sound like a doctor. So anyways, the outlook, and yes, I will brush my teeth. It's been bothering me. I don't know why my teeth look yellow. Maybe it's because of all the coffee. Nah, it can't be of coffee. Anyways, the outlook, I have to do physical therapy. She didn't say how much. In the lower left extremity. So that's around knee, ankle area. I have to use heat, ice, E-stim, which is basically where they shock you, ultrasound, and iontophoresis. I'll list all, by the way, I'll link to my Tumblr post all about this, just in case. I could pretty much, the range of motion includes active assist, passive, at the hip and knee. I'm going to be strengthening my abdomen, core, and spine. So basically the same area. Strengthening my core. Sounds like a workout, doesn't it? And it is. I'm also going to be strengthening my hip abductors. I'm going to be stretching my quads, quadriceps. I just use quads because quad. Hamstrings, iliotibial band. I don't know. Gastrocnemius, soleus, and Achilles. So basically the heel. I can weight bear as tolerated. I can put my foot down and everything. I'm going to need therapeutic massage, instruction and home program, and myofascial release. I'm going to be doing it outside of the hospital because I'm 18 and it's Children's Mercy. And she said to do it about 1 to 2 times a week. That's just a quick run through. I don't know what some of those terms mean. I know what E-stim and ultrasound mean, but when it gets to stuff like hip abductors, I knew what that was at some point, but anyways, let's get back into the groove of things. By the way, I got all the info I just talked to you about in my Tumblr post, which I'll link down below. So yeah, I saw them off, and the reason why I gave you this story about how my leg's doing is not only so you can get some context as to what my mom was thinking when she was leaving me alone, but also to give some, well, actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because my mom was worried if he's still on his crutches, I'm gonna have to leave someone with him. I really wasn't having that, so I really needed this appointment on, I think, Thursday. Friday. Yeah, so I did. This was the same day. Anyways. No, was it? I can't remember. I did have breakfast that day, though. I can't remember. 14th? So that was Friday. Did they leave yesterday? Yeah, they left yesterday. They left on Saturday. So, anyways, I do have stitches, so it's kind of hard to move sometimes, but but they're dissolving, so it's fine. But anyways, back to the story. Looking at my Sunset Overdrive wallpaper, and it's dope. Let's see, what else did I try to do? So yeah, she was worried if she left me alone, if she left, she would have to get somebody to basically babysit me, because being on crutches is kind of a big deal. You can't really do a lot of things. You can't bend over and pick something up. You can't do basic life functions. But anyways, so my mom was just worried about that. Let's see, what else? Yeah. Oh, as soon as they left, I pretty much stayed glued to the screen. I just went over here to my beast setup. Well, this monitor isn't mine, the one that I'm looking at the webcam through. This isn't my monitor, it's actually my stepdad's work monitor. So it's not the best, really, but it's useful for if I have to multitask and put one thing over here, a bajillion other things over here, because it's in my immediate periphery when I sit down. Because I sit at an angle. You can kind of see it right here. The wall is right there, and I sit like this. I sit facing the monitor. I don't sit facing my laptop, because if I face my laptop, I have a smaller screen space. And also I put a lot more stuff on this. I'm actually running Windows 10, so I can have one desktop over here and then another desktop over here. But that's the story for another time. So I did get to play the Far Cry franchise pack. I sadly did not have time to stream it yesterday. But man, I gotta tell you, the first two Far Cry games, and I think if I try the third one, it'll still be fine. But Far Cry 1 and 2, actually Blood Dragon works pretty well. I mean, sure, I have to put it on optimized mode, so things don't look. It basically looks like console graphics, or as the PC Master Race says, which I guess I am a part of. Because PCs are inherently better than consoles. There's no doubting that. You can just click the optimize button and it looks like I've played all the Far Cry games with the exception of Far Cry 1, because that wasn't on 360, basically. And it wasn't made by the same people, so like whatever. I am doped. I am wow. I am pretty hyped up for Far Cry 4. I probably won't be getting it at release. In fact, I still haven't bought Assassin's Creed. Whatever you might think about that, I still am very excited for it, just because of how it looks. Even if it's 900p, 30 frames per second, it's not the best situation, but when a game looks beautiful, it looks beautiful. And I think they're using a little bit of what they call the power of the cloud. Anyways, let's see. So I've been playing Far Cry. Oh, by the way, Far Cry 2 does not have controller support, which baffles me. But then again, it was a game made in, I think, 2009, or somewhere around there, like around the early years of console and the early years of PC's resurgence in the gaming, because until about 2013, games on PC weren't any different from what they were on console. So I expect Far Cry 4 to be Far Cry 3, and I'm probably gonna even eventually play Far Cry 4 on PC. But for now, I'll just stick with what I got. Kind of saddened that I couldn't pre-purchase Far Cry 4 as part of that franchise pack. But anyways, so hyped for Far Cry 4. I hope it does uberly well so I can get a Far Cry 5 or Far Cry 4 Blood Dragon 2. Or maybe just Blood Dragon 2. But I've loved Blood Dragon. There's no... and when I said $10, my credit card was like, okay. Well, not credit card, but... Anyways. Let's see. What else? I also bought Gone Home. That runs exceptionally well. I also tried to record some Let's Plays of that, or at least Twitch stream that. In fact, Steve Gaynor retweeted me when I tweeted out my Twitch channel, telling people I'd be doing Gone Home. 8 people actually did stop by, but for whatever reason, my broadcasting software or my internet, I don't know what it was, because, well, it couldn't have been CPU usage. I'm using Open Broadcaster software. Let's see. Yeah, OBS. Open Broadcaster software. And I'm thinking about... I know XSplit. I know a lot of people like OBS, but really, I would rather pay for it. Because when it comes to Twitch streaming, you don't want to have to go out of your game to access the chat. You also want to make sure everything's running all right. So maybe it might just be my computer, the bitrate I was going at, or something like that. It might actually be my bitrate. I'll have to look it up. But anyways, so I've played Gone Home. It is one of the best games I've played this year, even though it came out last year. Really. As soon as I find something that will let me record Gone Home, I will record Let's Plays on Let's Plays on Let's Plays. I tried using Fraps, but it seems to only record 30 seconds for some reason in Gone Home. I don't know. But anyways, so I did a lot of that actually yesterday. And then I got lunch and stuff and did the dishes and whatnot. I thought dishes would be harder to do, because of the bum leg. But really, it's not that bad. I can put about 30-70 weight on it, 30% on the leg, and then 70% on the other leg, and be fine. In fact, I can't put my leg straight out right now, because my knee's still healing. So, anyways, well, let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, a lot of my day was just trying to figure out what was wrong with the Twitch stream. But just to make sure, just in the interest of doing all that. Oh, I listened to a podcast yesterday because hold on. It's gonna work. Alright. Yeah, this is how many podcasts I have to listen to. Now, if you can't see it, it's fine, but each one of these is around an hour. And I've got about how many? How many? I've got about 10 episodes at 12 hours and 47 minutes. So I have 12 hours of podcasts to listen to. which is just fantastic. One of them is actually a video, but that's still 55 minutes. And then if you want, you can watch the individual clips later. Because they try post. They post to their site, then they post to YouTube, then they post to iTunes and every other RSS feed out there. Let's see. I did a lot. Actually, I did a lot of stuff like that. I am still trying to get Doctor Who spoilers up and running. But I don't think that it will be ready by the end of the weekend. It might be, but if you guys truly want something where it's like all the Doctor Who podcast episodes in one little neat album, it's gonna be a lot longer because it's about 30 minutes to an hour an episode. So I've still got to record 6 episodes, and each episode's an hour. So the podcasts, so stuff I've already watched already. Podcasts, stuff I've already watched already. But I will at least try to get the actual FLAC album out there of what I've released so far. But anyways, I'll try and get spoilers tidied away before the week starts, because come Monday, I think Monday, is that right? Actually, come Tuesday now, because we don't have Doctor Who anymore. Because come Tuesday, actually, I don't even have to do any podcasts till Wednesday, realistically, which is fantastic. Well, except for BladedTechShow, but we all know that takes little to no time. Let's see. What else did I do? Okay. I watched some Netflix last night. I watched about 30 minutes of Video Games the Movie, which was trying to portray. I really don't know what the movie was trying to do, but it didn't hit it. Because at first it's like, here's a brief history of gaming in a nutshell, the hallmark, the innovations up until 2013, and that's not including games or anything like that. Video Games movie was okay, but it just didn't get its point across in the first 30 minutes. And if something doesn't say, hey, pay attention in the first 30 minutes, I'm less inclined to watch it. And also, it might be a bias thing, because I really don't like watching history movies, history documentary movies. In fact, I like watching history documentaries when it's real history. Yeah, sure, video game history is history, but it's boring history, since I already pretty much know, since everyone pretty much knows what's happened. Actually, I think I know the purpose of this game. It's to get the general populace to play video games. It's something you sit somebody down after a couple beers and talk about just life things. I don't know. And just say, You wanna know about video games? Plop. Sit down on my couch. I'll pull up Netflix. By the way, I am also worried about how fast it came to Netflix, because if I remember right, Video Games the Movie was on iTunes, Xbox Video, any platform you can name, only about a few months ago. So I don't know what that says about either Netflix or the movie, but for me it says something about the movie, not Netflix, because Netflix isn't very big on the video game documentary style of thing, or whatever you want to call this movie. I think free-to-play is not free-to-play. I have not watched that yet. Indie Game the Movie. That is, honestly, one of the best video game documentaries I've seen. And it's on Netflix as well. They don't have the extended version or the director's cut or whatever they call it. But they do have the original version. Just watching it at the base version is fine. You could go out and get the extended edition on Steam, I think. Pretty much anywhere you buy movies, I think they'll carry Indie Game the Movie, the extended version, if you want to see like even more. But honestly, Indie Game the Movie is kind of something you watch at its base and say, all right, I know a little bit more about the way indie games are ran, and that's more of an illustration of how far we've come than saying, here's a brief history of our consoles and all the landmarks, and here are people talking about them. Because honestly, when we come down to it, how games have changed is less big development, like Activision's, the Ubisofts. While they're still relevant, they don't have a lot of place in modern society. Yeah, sure, Call of Duty's okay. I haven't played the new Advanced Warfare, but with indie games, you see a lot more heart, a lot more dedication, and the emotion that goes behind every single morsel of a video game. And that's why I recommend Indie Game the Movie. It's because I think the future of games, and you go to Steam and you'll go to your Xbox, go to your PlayStation, whichever one you have. Telltale Games, they're an indie game studio. I mean, some people might consider them AAA, but I think they're still indies. Sure, they're noticed, but I play a game like Gone Home. Is that game not indie? Because it was made by somebody who's already acknowledged? Like, if I play Braid, is that a AAA game? No. And I feel like the term of indie gets lost. My term of indie might be your different term. And well, look. The whole indie versus a AAA thing, I don't like calling people indies at all. In fact, I actually made a game by myself for a little while. I don't consider myself an indie. I don't consider anyone who makes smaller, more contained games or smaller development as indie. I just see that as, I don't know. I really don't know what I see it as, but I see it more as, I just don't like the term indie. It just feels too derogatory to me. Like, oh, you're an indie. Ugh. So for me, the term of indie is not trying to place one type of development. Indie is kind of like listening to alternative rock. It's different, sure, but it's still rock. It's just got a different sound. And that's the way I would apply the term indie to video games. I actually call upon you guys to say no to indie stuff. Not to the games, to the term. I would rather use the term of alternative gaming. That's how that. So when somebody says indie gaming, that's putting somebody in a box. But when you say something like alternative, it's like it pretty much perfectly displays what these smaller games are. It's not the type of development varies, but it's different from AAA games. They don't go out spending billions of dollars like Call of Duty does. They maybe spend a few thousand, maybe a few $100,000 at most. And I don't think I've actually seen anything that's spent over $100,000, or I don't think I've even seen anything spend $100,000 on development costs. Like Gone Home, I think they made that game pretty cheap, actually, because they made the game themselves in a game jam. So yeah, the reason why I think alternative is a better term is it's just alternative style of development. When you say indie, that's saying, I'm going to put you in this box, and you're going to deal with it. And I just don't like, it just feels dirty when you say indie. Indie. So, when I think of a game like Telltale, sure, that game's got a bigger budget, because people know what they're getting. They know what kind of point-and-click adventure they're getting each time, but they're still alternative. In fact, a game, let's look up some games on my iPad. Actually, Goat Simulator. That's an alternative mode of development. Sure, they're more noticed. Coffee Stain Studios is more noticed. Anyone who's on Xbox, independent development at Xbox program, which is what it stands for, by the way. Because alternative isn't just one guy. Alternative games aren't just one guy in a basement coding, just sitting there like that all the day. It's usually a wide variety of people. Now, a lot of people, this has been on my mind a lot lately, actually. Ori and the Blind Forest, that is not a alternative game to me, because they are backed by Microsoft Studios. They probably have all the money they need. They are not some team just starting out. They are probably somebody who's been bought by Microsoft Studios to make this game, and they have the budget backed by Microsoft. That's not what I think of when I see alternative gaming. I think of somebody who's using the money out of his or her own pocket, or the team's pockets, or Kickstarter's pockets, or whatever crowdfunding campaign, to make the game of their dreams. Firewatch, that's alternative game, hands down. That Dragon Cancer, alternative game. Sunset Overdrive, that's not alternative. That's AAA. Let's see. Let's take a look at my Steam library, and I'll tell you which ones are alternative or not. Alright, so we're back. Bad Rats. Alternative game. Dead Island Epidemic. AAA game. Defy Gravity. Alternative. Dota 2. AAA. Dragon Age Origins AAA. Earth 2140. But anyways, you get the idea. Wow, I have a lot of fork right in here. Anyways, you get the idea. There's lots of games that are alternative, so much that AAA development can't keep up. But anyways, I feel like I've gone on a huge rant about indie versus alternative, and what that means for me. And needless to say, I don't even think I'm done. I don't even think I'm done with this vlog. No coffee. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit older. Anyways. Actually, I do think that that is it. I really don't have anything left to say. I've got to cut this a lot. It's about 42 minutes. Let me know if you prefer longer style stuff like this. I know I went on a huge rant with indie and alternative gaming and therapeutic surgery, occupational physical therapy. I know I went on a big rant about that. But what I'm going to be doing today is honestly just doing some Netflix stuff. Oh, speaking of Netflix, that's what got me on the tirade. I tried to watch I Know That Voice. I did not like it. I literally only watched about 3 minutes of it. I didn't even get past the intro music. Because it felt so cheesy. But I did watch all of In World. And that movie is actually pretty good. I'm probably going to do a review on spoilers or something like that in the days to come. But anyways, that about does it today. I will come back tomorrow to talk about what I did today. But for now, follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram, add me on Xbox Live, 1v1 me, bro. Send me a friend request on PlayStation Network. Let's see. Add me on Game Center, the BladedTechShow. It's the same spelling as this channel. Same with Steam. I'll provide links to all that where necessary. But for now, have a glorious, glorious day wherever you are. Bye-bye!